If you've explored different ways to add texture to your watercolor or fluid art in the past, you might have used something like gauze. And actually, this is an item that I have recommended on one of my videos when we're talking about texture in watercolor. But one thing that I think really kind of held me back with the gauze is that the kind that I got, which is just your standard gauze that you can get at like a Walmart or any store, is often made with synthetic fabric, or at least a portion of it is. And I always had a problem with my gauze not really absorbing the fluid like I wanted it to, which would leave a really cool pattern on the paper when it dries. So I wanted to put this video together in case you've ever had an issue with using gauze, and another item that you can use instead, like this cheesecloth. So cheesecloth is 100% cotton, at least this one is, and it's not even on my package. I was looking for it on here and it does not say cotton anywhere, but it is cotton, and I actually got this at Walmart for a few bucks. Now when you open it up, it looks a lot like gauze, but the weave is a bit looser than gauze, and you can kind of see that difference here. But something I do with gauze anyway is if I cut off a square or some kind of piece, I will kind of pull at the little weave threads and make it into kind of an interesting little pattern or shape or whatever. And I can even cut it into strips and use it. And then you kind of get this loose weave here, which is very similar to cheesecloth at that point. And so I wanted to do a little experimentation video with cheesecloth and with gauze. And by the way, cost per, piece is going to be a lot cheaper with this also, I think, because you get like a huge piece of it. And I think I paid $5 or $6 for that package, and I got the gauze for like maybe $3, but it's just this little roll. And so that will actually stretch out to a big piece. But anyway, I grabbed some fluid watercolor ink. I am picking today vermilion, sepia, and primary yellow. These are the Artist Loft inks. And what I thought I would do to kind of demonstrate the difference here is use cheesecloth on one side and use gauze on the other. And so I've unfolded this, and it actually will keep unfolding if you want it to. I've got a big giant piece here now. But I am going to let some of this overlap. But I'm going to put this aside. I'm going to put this aside. And I'm just going to pull at it a little bit more and try to make it into something interesting. I'm just going to really kind of mess this up and make an interesting pattern. I've got the sort of outside of this. I'm just going to snip that so that I can pull it apart even more and just have some fun here with the shape. So I'm just going to do something like that. So while those are sitting there, I have two pieces of paper. They are New York Central watercolor paper, and it is cotton cold press, and I've just got it taped down. My paper right now is dry, but what I'm going to do is try to work on both of these at the same time. I'm grabbing my quill brush with plenty of water, and I'm going to start just making some interesting shapes. I'm not really going to try to do anything with much structure. We're going to have some little abstract paintings when we're done here, and I'm using plenty of water. I am not being shy with the water. So I think that is plenty of bright yellow. These are going to be bright too, by the way, because who wouldn't like bright colors? I'm going to add a little bit and let this kind of travel out here too, and just get that rich red color in there. And then to get a nice dark value, I'm going to go into this sepia, which is a color I really like on here. And I'm just being sparing with this because it's extremely dark and it spreads out quite a bit. Now you can pick whatever colors speak to you. You just never know what's going to call out. And I might even grab my little spatula thing. I just dipped it in my water cup because I don't know why. And I'm going to make some fun little marks in here maybe, and get some texture going on here. Dipping it in water is not necessarily a bad idea. And I kind of like having those little marks. So I might do something like that here. And another thing you can do is hit it with a little spray of water if you wanted. I'm going to spritz it a few inches away. And now we can add our gauzes. So this is the gauze that is a synthetic fabric, or at least partially synthetic. I'm going to spread it out over that. And you can see it doesn't really soak in. It just kind of sits on top. It will soak in a little, but it's not going to have quite as much of that wicking action that you're going to get with this cheesecloth. I just ripped off a piece that's stringy. This, I think, is pretty much immediately going to soak up some color here. And you can see those outlines. I'm going to zoom in a bit so you can see better. So you can see here all these little outlines. And that means that the fabric is really soaking up the paint. And then on this side, you can see it happening a little bit, especially right there. But a lot of this is kind of staying white, meaning it's not really absorbing a lot of extra moisture. So I'm going to add a little bit more color here, I think, and maybe a little bit more moisture. When you have something like this on your paper, you can continue working. So I can add some water and continue adding some color. So if I thought to myself, boy, I really want to add a little bit more red up here, I can add it right over my gauze. And you can see that wicking right into that fabric there. Now on this side, we'll see what happens. It seems to wick in a little bit right there with my paint, but I don't know how much is really making contact with the paper or really what's going on here. I think we're going to have some different effects. And I'm really trying to kind of rub it in there and get good contact versus here. All I have to do is drop a drop and it just spreads right out. I'm going to add some more sepia because with this kind of soaking in, it's sort of spread out a bit. So I'm going to darken up some of these original areas and maybe even bring this up a bit and just get some interesting textures here. And I'm going to add some of that sepia on this side. And again, I'm trying to add it to the gauze, but you can see how it just kind of stays in its little blobs here versus here. I love the wicking action of the cotton. So what I'm going to do is allow these to dry, and we can see what we get at the end when we pull up the gauze. And then maybe we can add some doodles or something like that. But this is another reason why it's so important to experiment and get to know your supplies, because you don't know how different materials will react with each other. And this might be great for some other kinds of effects, but you can just see the difference here right away. Cotton versus synthetic. And I don't know if it's different in countries outside of the US. Maybe all your gauze there is cotton, but it's definitely worth checking if you want kind of a more organic looking spread on your paint. So anyway, I am just rambling on. So I'm going to stop this now and come back when we are dry. Okay, so now our watercolors are completely dry and we can see what we've got underneath. I always love the unveiling because you never know what you're going to get. And you can see we have some really cool texture here. I'm going to hold this up to the camera so you can see the close-up of all these little shapes. And it's really, really interesting when you look at it closely. And even though this doesn't really react the same way, you can still get some really nice little marks there. Now let's contrast that with the cheesecloth. So I'm going to pull this and you can see it has a little bit more of the lines, a little bit more spread. And you can see some more of that grid right there. And we can experiment a lot with this and get those lines in there and stuff. You can also use this leftover in mixed media art. So, I mean, you don't even have to throw this away. But there's a lot of different things you can do from here. So I'm going to get the tape off real quick and then we can see them side by side. So I grabbed a piece of one of my very dark Neo colors. These are the Neo color ones. They are not water soluble. And I'm going to continue some of these lines just to have some more fun with mixed media and texture. And I'm going to go over some of these ones or next to them where we had already made some marks with the paint, just to make it a little bit more interesting. And this is totally optional. It's just an opportunity to play with your colors some more. So we've got some color there, and I could go into this red. This is Scarlet, and maybe I kind of maybe make a curve here. Over that yellow, just to add some more marks. And maybe I do the same here. Just some different kinds of marks. And nothing's right or wrong, we're just playing with some texture. I could also go back into my watercolor. Let's say I wanted to add some more red in here. I could do that. And maybe I can add just some organic marks here and let them dry. And this is very pigmented. And we can just have some fun. You get the idea. We could go on for just hours and hours. You could add some metallics to this. You could put something on top of it, do some stenciling or stamping. But we just have a real explosion of texture on these two little pages here. So I hope this gives you some ideas and you'll have some gauze and stuff for next time. I think if I had loaded up a little bit more on cheesecloth on this one, you'd see more of the lines, but you can see quite a bit already. And these types of things are effects that you really can't get in other ways. So look around your house at some different materials you might have that can just be leaving some interesting marks on your paper or whatever it is you're working with. With fluid art, there's a lot of really cool things that you can do and just make some interesting backgrounds. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more like this, make sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep creating.